Assalamu alaikum. How are you all? I hope all of you are well. This is Rizwana Mukhtar, lecturer, Department of Physics. Today I am going to take an online revision class of chapter 5, which is state of matters and pressure. In today's lecture I am going to describe all the definitions of this chapter. I hope this lecture will help you for your better study at home. Our today's first topic of discussion is pressure. Suppose you are holding a book on your hand. After a few minutes, you can observe that you are feeling heavy. That means the book is applying force on your hand. Actually, this is pressure. So, pressure means the force exerted perpendicularly to the unit area of a body is known as pressure. Pressure is denoted by P. So we can write that P equals to F by A. That means the force exerted perpendicularly on the unit area of a body is called pressure. And the unit of pressure is, here you can see that the unit of force is Newton and the unit of area is meter square. So that we can say that the unit of pressure is Newton per meter square, or another unit of pressure is Pascal, which is we commonly used in this chapter. That is, the unit of pressure is Pascal or Newton per meter square. And if you put an object on a liquid substance, then the formula will be to identify the pressure is P equals to H rho G. This formula is applicable for to identify the pressure on any liquid substance. Now our next topic is 1 Pascal. As you know that the formula of pressure is P equals to F by A. So 1 Pascal means if we applied 1 Newton force on the 1 meter square unit area, then the pressure that is generated is known as 1 Pascal. That means 1 Newton force in 1 meter square area is known as 1 Pascal. 1 Newton per meter square. Now, density. Actually, density is a general property of matter. It depends on the material of that object and temperature. So, density means the mass per unit volume of a substance is called density. Density is denoted by rho. So we can write that rho equals to m by V. Mass per unit volume is called density, and the unit of density is, as you know that the unit of mass is kg and the unit of volume is meter cube. So we can write that the unit of density is rho equals to kg per meter cube. Now I am going to discuss about buoyancy. Here you can see that there's a pot which is filled with liquid and there's another pot is immersed on that liquid which is PQRS. And you know that whenever we put any object on a liquid substance, then this object will feel pressure from everywhere. Now here this PQRS object will feel pressure from everywhere. So we can say that the pressure that is felt on the PQ surface, that is the downward pressure, and the pressure which is felt on RS surface is upward pressure, and the pressure that is felt on these two opposite sides will be same and opposite in direction. That's why that pressure or that force will be minimized. So now we can say that object will feel an upward resultant force. Why upward resultant force? As you know that the force depends on the height, and you can see that the PQ surface, the height of the PQ surface from the liquid surface is less than the height of the RS surface. So the force that exerted on the RS surface is greater than the force that is exerted on the PQ surface. So if the height of the PQ surface is h1 and the height of RS surface from the upper level of the liquid is h2, then we can say that the downward force that is exerted on the PQ surface F1 equals to H1 rho G A, and the force that is exerted on RS surface will be F2 equals to H2 rho G A. So the resultant force that is actually exerted on this object is F2 minus F1. That means H2 rho G A minus H1 rho G A. Now here you can see that rho G and A is common in both sides. So we can write that rho G A equal into H2 minus H1, and H2 minus H1, we can say that this is the height of that cylindric shaped object. So we can now write that F equals to rho G A into H. Now Archimedes law. Greek philosopher Archimedes said that if a body partly or fully immersed in a liquid or gas, then it seems that the body lost a part of its weight, and this apparent loss of weight is equal to the weight that displaced water or displaced liquid or gas. That means we can say that lost weight is equal to the weight of displaced liquid or gas. Now if you measure the weight, lost weight, and the weight that is displaced and the weight of that liquid which is displayed by the object, then you can easily identify that both weights are equal. That is Archimedes' law. Now Pascal's law. Suppose you have a container filled with water and you close that container. If you make hole on a few part of that container, and after that if you apply force of any part of that container, then you can see that the water will spill out from every hole in the same force. Actually this reason is explained by scientist Pascal. So Pascal's law says that if a pressure applied on an enclosed container filled with liquid, then this pressure will equally distributed on the every surface of the container and act perpendicularly on the surface of that container. Now, elasticity. Suppose you have a spring on your hand. Whenever you start to stretch that spring, then you can see that the shape of that spring is changing. But whenever you stop to stretch it, then you can see that the spring is gain its original shape. This is happened due to elasticity. So, elasticity means the attributed property of a body by which the body resists to deform and it gain its original shape either in volume or length when this deforming force removed. I hope you understand it. Now, stress. Whenever you start to stretch the spring, then a resistive force will gain on that spring. And this resistive force will act perpendicularly on the unit area of that spring. And this is known as stress. That means stress is the perpendicular force act on the unit area. That means the resistive force that acts on the unit area of any object when deforming force is applied on it is known as stress. And from the equation of stress, you can see that it is similar to the equation of pressure, F by A. And the unit of stress is also Pascal or Newton per meter square. Now, strain. Actually, whenever we put a force on an object, then the shape of that object can be changed. So, the relative change in length or shape of an object when external force is applied on it is known as strain. Suppose the length of an object or initial length of object is of an object is L naught, and when we applying force, then the length of that object become L. That means changed length is L. So now we can say that strain equal to L minus L naught by L naught. And here you can see that strain is the ratio of same quantities. So, strain has no unit. Now, you already know about stress and strain. So, it will be easier for you to know Hooke's law. Scientist Hooke says that in elastic limit, stress is directly proportional to strain. Stress is directly proportional to strain. And when is this proportional sign, then we can write that stress equal to K or constant into strain. This constant K is known as T, modulus of elasticity. Our today's last topic is plasma state. Normally we are familiar with three states of matter, that is solid, liquid and gas. You know that the atoms are naturally charged neutral. But in extreme high temperature, if the atoms become ionized, then a mixture of ion and electron will form, and this new type of state will create. Actually, this ionized state of a matter is known as the fourth state of matter or plasma state. So thank you for being with me. That's all for today. Do memorize all the formulas that's described in today's lecture. It is very important for your upcoming exam.